So we're all raring to go again. In life, of course, there's so much more important than this game, and yet this game feels so important. It is crucial, imperative that the teams harbouring ambitions to go a long way come smoothly out of the blocks here, and it's all building up very nicely. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already. Lovely, now then. Milan are looking to break at pace. Now it's Yildiz.
Yildiz really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was a
big header! Oh, it's come off the upright. It's not an especially good pass, that. I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Over to the left. Locatelli. Can he spark a counter here? Milan, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. And it's a crossfield ball towards the other flank. Goes looking wide. Barella. Lovely pass, but can he get there? There's the header! They just took too long getting forward.
Look, if they're going to counter, it has to be pacier and much more decisive.
Now it's Yildiz, and he's managed to get free. He's on it, can he get away? Oh, that's an excellent interception. Oh, there's a probing ball. And here's Inzaghi. Hassa. Ruhi. And it's Ruhi. Knocks it into space. Locatelli. And it's Inzaghi. Now it's Yildiz. Mateus. Yildiz. Filippo Inzaghi. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Hassa. Played out to the right. Approaching the half-hour mark.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Mateus. Decent chance! Goal! Milan! Such thrill, such noise, and how this matters! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
Milan have fired themselves in front.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Hassa plays a sharp little ball here. Rui receives it in a wide position. Turns and goes back. Terrific header! He will be livid with himself.
Milan can certainly afford to see this half out now and reset during the break.
Inzaghi. Oh, this is a terrific run. Delicate ball and it needs to... Gets his head on it! Really well taken goal. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that.
Inzaghi! And that was probably asking just too much. Hassa. Played out towards the right wing. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. In it comes. Deftly away. Taken back almost at once. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Locatelli. Now it's Inzaghi. He shifted it to the flank. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for the latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
Milan are heading into the break, very happy with how it's gone so far. And that's the start of another 45 minutes. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Pavlovic. Locatelli. Mateus. Mateus plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Shapes to shoot! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And there's your hat-trick hero. He is simply indefatigable. Lacking for neither time nor space, it could scarcely have been more straightforward.
It's shocking. The ease with which he was able to get into the space, and a player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, he's made this game all about him. He's got a fantastic appetite for goals.
"3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Hassa. And it's Ruhi. The message is clear. None shall pass. Pavlovic. And Akanji. Tomori. Yildiz. And there's green grass ahead of him. Now there's a fine ball. He's had a shot! Oh, taken with style. Comfort, yet more comfort, easing away. There was to be only one outcome.
Well, was there ever any doubt? It made it look like he's done it over and over and over again, and he has.
Milan are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Out to the right. Flashes, climbs up big. He scores! Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Well, they have a goal, but it is surely too much to hope for a comeback. Oh, that's a key interception. Ruhi. 60 minutes played. Now it's Inzaghi, and he cuts out the supply. It's Inzaghi! He is world-class! Pippo Inzaghi! That is a gem! An absolute gem! He gave it plenty and some, thrashed it in.
I think it was probably past the keeper before he even saw it. Incredible he got so much power with so little backlift.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Well, it looks like they just want to introduce a new focal point to the attack.
Milan are having a ball here. Played out to the left flank. Showing good feet. Filippo Inzaghi.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And no, that was never going to make it. Not the most accurate pass. It's good pressure, good intensity.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with it.
Can he finish? Goal! And the chasm continues to widen. A brutal statement that underpins where these teams are at.
Absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways.
As if 3 weren't enough, this is nigh on utopian. It's become a case of men against boys.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Now this is an adventurous run down that left-hand side. And it's hoisted clear. And that should get the job done. And now they can spring out of defence. Akanji. Now it's Inzaghi. And it's Locatelli. Barella. That's very neat. Aimed in towards the centre. Now, who's going to be... This time, surely! And he hits the net! And it adds further to a heavily one-sided scoreline. This is getting punishing.
I can see some heads dropping here now, Peter. I see things getting even worse out there if they're not careful.
How many? Just how many? Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. So, time for a potential game changer.
Yeah, I think it's time for some brave decision-making. Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Barella. Now it's Inzaghi. And Mateus. Mateus! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Barella with the cross. Mateus. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Great vision. Oh, the less said about that pass, the better. Hassa. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Oh, good spread. Now this could be a chance. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Barella, Milan do have a chance to counter here. Oh, crossed in early.
When it's delivered early like that, defenders just can't get themselves set.
Tomori does really well to win the ball there. Pavlovic. Barella. Mateus looking to add to his goal. And that will be it. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered throughout and did what they did when required so to do. There could be only one outcome. Yildiz, very much the hero. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. And already we're underway here. It is that familiar feeling again. Old foes, fresh hostilities. Now it's Inzaghi. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
It's this guy, De Ketelaere, who'll be providing the creative spark here, Peter. He's more than...
Real chance! Hits off target and by quite a way.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Oh, good-looking ball. He's in a great position here. And it's De Roon. And here's De Ketelaere. Zappacosta. Zappacosta is wide and looking to get onto this. Zamora. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Now it's Inzaghi. Locatelli. Mateus. Looking for options for movement. And he's managed to... Yildiz! Goal! Milan! And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Now it's Zalewski. Stood up well to him there. Good running, strong and purposeful. And this is Inzaghi. Nice control. Big chance! Oh, it's hit the post. He can get that clear. Played out towards the right wing. And that is out and behind. It's a good block. Mateus goes short. Mateus, cross into the... He gets big! They've scored! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! That is a fine goal, really efficiently done.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
And now he has two. Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Oh, good spread. Played back in. To Ketelara. Can he get it through? Tries a shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Zamora. Milan have scored two quick goals here and are firmly in the driving seat. 2-0 the score. Now it's Yildiz. Mateus conjures time and space where few can. It's a goal kick. Well, that has not gone well. Over to the left. Daron. City. And it's Zalewski. A heavy challenge. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Barella. Milan heading towards the half-time break. The wind very much in their sails. And that's been won straight back. That's the throw. Zalewski. He's in plenty of space here. Very nicely done. An instinctive delivery. Cleared without hesitation. Locatelli. Now it's Yildiz.
They'll want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Well timed, excellent interception. Yildiz. And this is Inzaghi. Nice interception, well timed. Daron. Zalewski. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Now it's to Ketelara. And he's worked it through. He's going for goal! Denied by an instinctive save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Quality ball. Yildiz goes steaming forward. He's got away. Mateus, he's tried one! Magnificent from Mateus! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order! And they are pulling clear here. And the first 45 minutes are up. Well, the mood in the two camps couldn't be more different as they go in for half-time. Elation on one side, misery on the other.
Well, they're in a great position, Peter, so why stop now? I would say keep going, keep at it. They've done everything right so far, so they'll want to keep things that way.
Well, it's been a proper derby so far, no doubt about that. Intense and utterly captivating. Milan 3-0 up at the break, precisely as they would have dreamt it. Whistle goes, and we start the second half. Now it's Yildiz. Oh, it's a searing run. He is a man on a mission. Aimed in towards the centre.
That's good defensive concentration.
He's having a go! And that is great goalkeeping.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
And that should get the job done. It's a promising position. And he whips it. Bullish header! And he's heaved it away. Barella, Yildiz, and the shot! It goes to show he is human after all.
Incredible. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot as well.
De Roon and Scalvini, De Ketelaere, and it's Zalewski. And here's De Ketelaere. And he's had a hit!
Can't be expected to deliver anything better than that. This is heroic keeping.
Zamora. He's coming under serious pressure here.
Well, learning from your mistakes and not repeating them is never completely guaranteed, but that rear guard is more focused on him now.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Big header! Played back in. Yildiz! Daroon. So what can they make of this? Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Distributed tidily. And the shot! A whisker away from making it 4.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
And it's been taken short. And now they can spring out of defence. De Ketelare. Daroon. That's Zalewski. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Picked out brilliantly. Zalewski. Nicely weighted ball. Zalewski.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Zappacosta. And that has put paid to that. Yildiz. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. De Ketelare. Zalewski. All played for Daroon. Zappacosta. Searching pass he's played there. Barella. Zamora. Locatelli. Tomori. Mateus has found the net here, of course. Mateus demonstrating his defensive quality there. Yildiz. Pinches it off him. And they're not going to make any further progress now. Locatelli. Now it's Inzaghi. Now it's Yildiz. Now it's Inzaghi. And here's Barella. Engages and forces him off the ball. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
Barella might well be in for a mouthful from his boss if his teammates don't get there first.
Oh, beautifully. And a shot! Yes! Results no longer in doubt. It's just about how many. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches. It's become a case of men against boys. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Zappacosta. It's a really well-measured ball. Mateus. And it's Locatelli. Serginho is one whose deliveries we all know about. Now, can they get him away? That's been cut out. Well played. That's that. The end. Milan, just a thrill to witness here. Quick, slick, and such fun. You really would fear for anyone playing up against them right now. Yildiz, voted man of the match, and deservedly so. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Milan really were great today. They showed a lot of battling qualities required in a game like this, such as intensity, personality, a gritty spirit.
Well, there is a definite sense of occasion here as both teams square up to each other with fire in their eyes. This is a day for hope, for expectation, for renewed ambition. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So it's away we go then. Casillas, a key player here, and not just for tactical reasons. This is his 400th appearance for the club.
Yeah, his achievements are incredible. He made a commitment to this team and he has honoured it by giving his all, week in and week out. A proper stalwart.
Now it's Haaland. Neymar. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side. Haaland! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
And we have our very first corner. Khan breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Victoria have the chance to go the other way. Vinicius Junior. Now that looks a decent ball. Big chance! Oh, it's fallen kindly here. Goal! Milan! Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky. It'll come your way.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Well, that has not gone well. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Victoria clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Can he finish? Haaland, and he shoots! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Milan have their second corner now. Messi clears. That's a throw. And he's managed to gift it back. Milan leading here thanks to that early goal. 1-0 the score. No way through. Now it's Mbappe. That's good vision. He's in a great position here. Rijkaard. The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Looking here to chip it through. Chance for a shot! No, it just wouldn't sit for him.
Yeah, quick thinking and the right choice for me, but that was difficult to get right.
No, that's been intercepted. Victoria are looking lively here. They're playing with more zest, more purpose.
They are, and it's all because of the movement we're seeing down the flanks, and I think they look as if they're going to cause some real problems to that opposing defence. Both flanks are working quite well now.
Now that's well seen too. Beckham. Nicely weighted ball. And that's going up front in a hurry. Great vision. And he cuts out the supply. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Searching pass he's played there. He can run onto that. And the shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Oh, he's been caught napping! And that was nowhere near his best. Beckham. No, again there's no way through. That has ended up in no man's land. Mateus. Yamal.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Neymar. Foot in. Neymar showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Henderson spots it and intercepts. Played into space.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it...
Up he goes! That needed to be better, and he knows it.
Yeah, some good movement inside the box. No shortage of targets here.
Good ball, good take.
Milan can certainly afford to see this half out now and reset during the break.
Neymar is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. Reinders. Beckham. Now it's Mbappe. Reinders. Ruben Dias goes sliding in. Mateus. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Beckham. Reinders. Vinicius Junior. Rijkaard is always scanning the pitch for targets. Reinders. It's Vinicius Junior. Short changes him with that pass. Reinders. Plays a sharp little ball here. And that's a... He's having a shot! Sticks it away! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real...
And that'll be the last act of the first half. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. So, all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break. The second half then, just getting going.
Milan are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
There's the shot! Goal, Milan! The crowd demanded, and he was thrilled to oblige. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Hakimi, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. He's picked his way through. Chance, surely! Oh, it's fallen loose again! He's got a goal! 2 up now, and they are cruising. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, it still had to be finished off, so well done to the goal scorer, but the keeper should have done a lot better.
Milan take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Oh, that pass isn't the best. Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Now this could be a chance. Real chance! Just cruising! They are cruising! And they are cruising away! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. So now the difference... Oh, shooting chance! And that has forced the very best out of the keeper.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Corner number 3 coming up. Neymar! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. Corner number 4 coming up here. Climbs up big! Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And now they can spring out of defence. Ruben Dias. And it's Neymar. And it's Neymar. Flings in across. Good read, needed to be. Reinders. And they're back on the ball again. Jordi Alba is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Can he finish? Brilliant! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. And look at his joy! Is this not why we love the game? Well, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
Well, talk about being on top of your game. Everything seems to be coming off for him.
It's become a case of men against boys.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Oh, no joy this time. Jordan Henderson. Mateus can so cleverly bypass the press. Aimed beyond the defence. That's a good ball out wide. Now the ball. Big header! They want to be quick to recover this. No, that pass has been well intercepted. Now it's Mbappe. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Beckham. Now it's Mbappe. He's through here. A heavy challenge. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Great defending, strong and determined. Romero with a definite foul there. And he is going into that little black book.
I just think it was a cheap foul to give away.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. And that gets things running. Well, this is a formation which seems to make pretty clear what their intentions are, Jim.
Well, Peter, when you have that many back, there's only really one tactic you can adopt, and it's the counter-attack. And while it's going to give you a very solid block defensively, it does leave you very little options attacking-wise, with effectively just one outlet.
Not too much possession football then?
Definitely not. They'll be trying to play with real efficiency. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Serginho, now he is quick.
Rapid, Peter. Absolutely rapid.
I suppose if there was such a thing as a model Brazilian fullback, he'd be pretty close to it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, you don't win all those honours at club and international level without doing something right.
Now it's Haaland. Oh, what a climb! Decent enough try. Knocks it into space. Jordi Alba. There's the terrific header! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. Oh, what has happened here? He's going for goal! Liverpool have the chance to go the other way. Now he's got space here. And that is as far as they're going to go. João Neves tries to play it through. Oh, that's an excellent interception. And it's Neves. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Dani Olmo. He's picked his way through. Oh, important interception. Real chance! Off the post. There it is! The breakthrough strike. Not so much sophistication as doggedness and sheer bloody-mindedness.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
So we have our breakthrough.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
It's a promising position, and the cross comes in. Van der Ven tries to clear.
Milan are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
That's a lovely, neat pass. That pass has been well intercepted. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. That's a promising run he's making on the right. Not the most accurate pass. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Played into space. Good ball over the top. And the flag has stayed down. It's Asa! It's loose now, and they want to get it back. Rijkaard is always looking to break lines. Mateus. Now it's Haaland. Haaland has got himself a free kick. And he's going to have his name taken. He does seem to be in considerable discomfort. I do hope it's nothing serious. Ruben Dias. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Mateus. Well timed, excellent interception.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Mamardashvili. Valverde. João Neves. Great vision. Valverde picks it up out wide. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
There they go, hunting again.
That's a foul, no two ways about it. Well, that's a booking, always looked it. No, he's missed it.
Well, that was just asking too much of himself from there.
Valverde. And it's Olmo. Now it's Valverde. Neymar. And that is a little undercooked. That is ended up in no man's land. Serginho. No way he was going to be out-muscled. And this could be the final action of the first half. Rijkaard. And the referee brings the first half to a close. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness perhaps the only things lacking.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
That gets things going for the second half.
Milan can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Oh, he's caught him there. It's a free kick. And no surprise, that's a booking. Nicely weighted ball. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. The pass has gone astray. Milan have got it back and they'll have another go. Azar conjures time and space where few can. Foot in. And that's put paid to a promising move. João Neves.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Azar. Hakimi cuts out the pass, and that's really well manoeuvred. Neymar. Hakimi. He's found a way through. Ball comes in. Hakimi kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. And he's managed to get free. Nice interception, well timed. And he's there to retrieve it. And here's Dani Olmo. Milan still chasing a 1-goal deficit here. Oh, easy pickings there. Quarter of an hour into the second half. Looking for the run. And he's in on chance! He's done very well to get to that.
Mateus clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Corner number 2 then. It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And it's made its way to him. Mateus with the cross.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Takes the shot! Lacking in accuracy.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Now it's Kvaratskhelia. Liverpool ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. Oh, can he get onto this? Just eases him off the ball. Haaland, out towards the flank. Ah, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. And it's Rijkaard. Oh, Neymar! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Corner number 3 coming up. It's a mighty effort! He's got a goal! AC Milan are all square. A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball, made a classic move and met it perfectly.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal.
And he's had a hit! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, he's been caught napping! Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba delivers. Van der Ven is there and he can get that clear. No messing about, just bludgeoned away.
Milan really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
That's a nicely weighted pass. Haaland chasing after it. Neymar. Now this could be a chance. Haaland. Haaland is flagged offside. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. No, he's not going to get any further than that. Neymar. Neymar will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. He won't be happy with that one. Can he get on the end of this? Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
McAllister. Now, can they get him away?
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Now it's Haaland. And it's Hakimi. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Neymar. He can get that clear. Oh, he's done very well to take that back. Mateus. Tries to pass it through. And he's picked it up out wide. Bullish header! Well, that is clearly not the outcome he wanted. Kvaratskhelia is holding his leg there, a worrying sign.
Yeah, and I hope for his sake that it's cramp, meaning it'll be a quicker fix.
Well, he is going to soldier on by the looks of it. We have got changes here, from both sides in fact. Serginho is looking to influence the game from out wide. Aimed beyond the defence. Simons. That's a decent clearance.
This is a Hollywood or bus corner. The final whistle is up next.
And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that. That's that, the end. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what they get and hope for better. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Well, we're on the way. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, I've always been impressed with how this guy, Szoboszlai, has been able to combine physicality and the finesse he can also add to his game, Peter. He makes good use of his strength when receiving the ball in tight areas, and he has that trickery and athleticism to beat people, and a spring in his step, always a spring.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. Oh, he's been caught napping! Long ball by the goalkeeper. It'll be a throw-in. Rijkaard. And here's Haaland. Mateus. Showing good feet. And that's a throw-in. Maciej Cunha. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Played in deep. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Tries to pass it through. Now this could be a chance. Haaland! Now who's going to be first to this? Oh, he's been caught on it here. Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba, he rises! Goal! Milan! The crowd demanded, and he was thrilled to oblige. Oh, lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball, made a classic move and met it perfectly.
So, a breakthrough already. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Alvarez. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Oh, that pass isn't the best. No, he's not getting any further than that. Pass somewhat off target. Milan are seeing a lot of the ball and have a 1-0 lead to show for it. And that has left him in a heap. Oh, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. No, he's missed it.
I was expecting him to play it in until I saw his run-up.
Played up towards the front line. Jordi Alba is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Threads one in. He's through now. He's going for goal! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Oh, what has happened here? Chance! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Madrid were a team looking for an outlet, and it seems, Jim, as though they've found one.
Yeah, and if that allows them to get people running at and even going beyond that defence, then you can start asking more questions.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And he was alert to it. Neymar is always playing with one eye on the spectacular. Rijkaard. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Can he get it through? Henderson calmly anticipates.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Now it's Alvarez. That's a little off target. Kvaratskhelia. And they'll start all over again with the goalkeeper. Mateus. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. That is a great pick-out. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Milan clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Alvarez. Decent chance! It's in! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Milan are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Milan are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it. Now they have it.
Incoming Dilip, terrific header. That's another chance. Just cruising. They are cruising. And they're at it again in double quick time. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Szoboszlai. Nicely shaped ball. No, it's come to nothing. Some resolute defending there. There's the whistle for half-time. Well, the mood in the two camps couldn't be more different as they go in for half-time. Elation on one side, misery on the other.
It's an eye-catching scoreline, but it's a fair reflection on what we've just seen in this first half, Peter. Now they just need to make sure they retain their focus until the very end. No slip-ups.
Milan are relentlessly steamrolling their way to victory then. 3 goals scored without reply. So off we go once more. Haaland is onto this. Taken back almost at once. Chouameni gets across to intercept that. He's shifting through the gears here. Matheus Cunha. Not the most accurate pass. Jordi Alba. He's picked his way through. Big chance! He's got a goal! Results no longer in doubt. It's just about how many. As simple as you like, the outcome. And that's it. So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. Milan do have the look of a team with genuine ambition. Already on the cusp of promotion, they are looking to make a statement here. We are more than ready. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So off we go then. Milan cannot consider the option of defeat. It's not a question of want, but must. Matthäus looking to run onto it. The Netherlands finding their passes. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
This guy, Declan Rice, is a player I really rate. With him, you get exactly what it says on the box. A workhorse defensive midfielder who likes to stay in the deeper part of midfield, knowing his primary job is to make sure he shuts down any build-up play in that area.
Matthäus is on his own, shapes to shoot! Goal! Milan! Could it be coming? Is it coming? Those fans believe it just might be. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal. Oh, that could spell trouble. Tries to pass it through. Chance for a shot! It's a goal! Not one, but two. It is a dream start. Perfect placement. The one place the keeper couldn't reach.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
Milan are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you...
Mbappe! A wonderful effort all by himself.
Well, I'm glad he took the opportunity to run with the ball when the chance came about. That's the kind of positive thinking they need right now.
Rijkaard. Defending in numbers, sharp and uncompromising. Quarter of an hour played. Milan look comfortable already. 2 to the good and flying. And he has shown him a yellow card. Vinicius Junior has good running with the ball. Henderson calmly anticipates, engages and forces him off the ball. Vinicius Junior. In by Vinicius Junior. And here's Mbappe, pinches it off him. Nicely shaped ball. And no, that was never going to make it. And he's picked out the run. Chance, surely! And it's there! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement and certainty of outcome.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
Milan find could be danger here. Rice, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
And here's Mbappe.
Well, Peter, he's looking particularly sharp.
And certainly on the hunt for his personal treble.
Yeah, and
Can he finish? They've done it! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Well, the referee has made it pretty clear now that this is his last chance.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rate it in or suffer the consequences.
Plays a sharp little ball here. Milan have reclaimed it. Mateus with the... Up he goes! And it's in! And he is just ripping it up!
I can see some heads dropping here now, Peter. I see things getting even worse out there if they're not careful.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
Milan are already in celebration mode, free from pressure, free from tension. All that remains is to add the icing to the promotion cake. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's down to business here.
Well, just when you think you've got Eden Hazard, Peter, he opens up another box of tricks entirely.
And that's the thrill about him, isn't it? Every time you come and watch him play, he seems to come up with more and more surprises.
Well, I mean, that's the key to the job, isn't it? Find a different way of doing the same thing, and that he basically excelled.
Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. No second thought, a straight red card. Milan are now forced to play the bulk of the game a man short.
It looked avoidable and unnecessary, but it makes you think that he was trying to intimidate.
Batistuta. Azar! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Look, we've all been there. Not that it'll make him feel much better at the moment.
Looking for options for movement. And it's made its way to him. Real chance! Camavinga. It's Gavi. Aimed beyond the defence. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Now it's Batistuta. Gavi is fouled. And no surprise, that's a booking. Plays a sharp little ball here.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. And that is expertly dealt with. Azar. Mateus. Simons! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Milan with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Not a lot we need to say about that. Barcelona have the chance to go the other way. Back into the middle. Oh, that's a fine interception. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Barcelona clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Can he finish?
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation.
Decent chance! That's going to go a long way. Hakimi tries to play it through. Now that looks a decent ball. That looks a good ball through. Chance for a shot! Goal! Barcelona! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Barcelona are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Goes for a shot! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Haaland really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
This their second corner of the game. And that has been cleared. And now they can spring out of defence. Nicely shaped ball. He has found the way through. And Messi! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Messi goes short. And it's Hakimi. And now a sudden chance to counter. Now it's Haaland. Hazard can see things others simply cannot. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Hakimi. Short changes him with that pass. Can he get it through? Xavi Simons. And it's Messi. He's found a way through. Great chance! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
He's being urged to shoot. He's having a shot! Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Now it's Haaland. Alvarez takes a shot! Oh, the ball's run loose here. No way through there. Hazard. Chance here to counter. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Van Dijk gets a foot in here. Messi. Camavinga. That's a pretty loose pass. Alvarez is onto this. Keeper's got good distance on that. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Oh, he's done very well to take that back. Looking for a runner. And it's been played through. He's shifting through the gears here. He's had a shot! A decent effort as the first half draws to a close. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness perhaps the only things lacking. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Milan are very much up against it, and that's given the manager a real headache as to how to get his players to regain focus during half-time. He's going to have to get amongst the players and really lift them to produce something close to the best football if they're going to salvage this.
Here we go again.
Milan can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Hakimi. Mateus. Now, can they get him away? Engages and forces him off the ball. Hakimi. Well read, nice interception. Camavinga. Now it's Dani Olmo. Knocks it into space. Camavinga. Messi. And he shoots! It's in! And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion. And that was as close to certain as can be.
Well, I'm giving him full marks for the way he exploited the space, Peter, but you really shouldn't be left unmarked in the middle like that. I don't think he could believe his luck.
So that's 2 now without reply.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
Played into space out wide. And no, that was never going to make it. Hakimi and Mateus.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Haaland. And they win it back again. Not the most accurate pass. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, that's down to a simple...
He's had a shot! And yes, it's there! And they are dragging it back! Game on again! Just gorgeous, the most glorious, delicious of touches, followed up with an unerring finish.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
We have got ourselves a game here.
The manager must have given them an earful at half-time, and fair play because it seems to have worked. They've got to kick on from here now.
Great vision. Dani Olmo. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, that's an excellent interception. Mateus. Hakimi. Threads one in. Alvarez might just make this. And there's his chance to lead the counter.
Milan really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
They're coming again and again.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Van Dijk cuts it out. And it's Olmo. Rijkaard. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. That's a shade optimistic. Mateus. Well, that has not gone well. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Good ball, good take. Oh, shooting chance! They want to be quick to recover this. Oh, wonderful effort, all by himself.
Dani Olmo just backs himself every time. Give him a challenge and he'll rise to it.
Barcelona have their second corner now. There's the header! He should have put that one away.
He's really trying to take this upon himself to get it won.
Played into space. Vardiol. Milan will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. Foot in. Henderson cuts out the pass.
Milan really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Time is running out here.
All they need is one big chance, and it made...
Oh, he's been caught napping! Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And it's Neymar. Now it's Haaland. Haaland!
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Oh, well played, well played. Tries to pass it through. Rijkaard. Haaland. Knocks it out wide.
There they go, hunting again.
Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And just to confirm that the referee did issue a yellow card for that earlier incident. The final whistle is imminent, but I do think he'll allow time for this free kick.
Yeah, plenty of jostling in that box. They just need a good delivery.
And it's Zaire Emery. And that's that. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another day, but alas, that wasn't to be, and they go down. So bring it on. Fresh, fervent, fevered, how it always was and how it always will be. Feel it. This is where it starts. Whatever your ambitions, a good beginning is the perfect way to get things underway. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Serginho receives it in a wide position. Big header!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And that little bit of skill is Berbatov! Berbatov! That's a half-decent try.
Berbatov certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
Turns back here, probably the best option. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, this fellow, Warren Zaire-Emery, Peter, is someone who's considered to be the crown jewel of French football. And at such a young age, his rise has been meteoric, really, since mid-teens. It's rare to see somebody so physically and technically accomplished at that age. But he's got the passing and dribbling skills to be trusted. And I think everybody is on board with that already.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. He is just caressing the ball. Has a shot! It's bounced back off the post. Goal! Milan! He won't get many simpler than that, but he's certainly not complaining.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Brazil are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Savinho. Nice bit of skill, and he's away. Savinho. Has crossed into the middle. Casillas deals with that nice and simple. Lovely. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Real chance! Sticks it away! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! Was there ever any doubt?
Well, he always had the measure of the keeper there. Such confidence and composure.
Milan are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Looking here to chip it through. Brilliantly cut out. Mateus conjures time and space where few can.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Milan have scored 2 quick goals here and are well and truly in the driving seat. Foot in. Good ball, good take. And it's Barella. Nicely weighted ball. Zaire-Emery. That's good play. And the finish!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
Zaire-Emery. Oh, nice touch. Oh, sweet feet. Played in by Barella. Gabriel with the clearance. Lucas Perry with the clearance. Douglas Luiz. João Pedro. And it's Joelinton. Now it's Savinho. And the keeper's got it again. Ruben Dias. Eder Militao. Barella has created one goal already. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. And he's forced to go back. Milan heading towards the half-time break. The wind very much in their sails. He's found a way past. Mateus. Luis cuts it out. Danilo. Serginho calmly anticipates. Passing is crisp and sharp. Berbatov. That's the keeper's ball. And no, that was never going to make it. And it's Barella. Shot could be a great chance! Yes! And the lead is extended still further. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
"3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Spread it left. Neymar. Douglas Luiz. Nicely spread. Serginho. It's Van Dijk. Barella. And that's really well manoeuvred. Gabriel gets across to intercept that. Carlos Augusto. And there's the end of the first half. Well, the mood in the two camps couldn't be more different as they go in for half-time. Elation on one side, misery on the other.
It's an eye-catching scoreline, but it's a fair reflection on what we've just seen in this first half, Peter. Now they just need to make sure they retain their focus until the very end. No slip-ups.
Milan will be wanting more of the same in the second half then. Utterly dominant in the first period, and they're 3-0 up. And that's the start of another 45 minutes. Now it's Joelinton. Now it's Neymar. That's a pretty loose pass. Rijkaard. Barella. Now it's Inzaghi. Serginho is one whose deliveries we all know about. Aimed beyond the defence. Filippo Inzaghi play. He gets big! And yes, it's there! Comfort, yet more comfort, easing away. That is a fine goal, really efficiently done.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball, made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Milan are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that. And this is Inzaghi. And it's Serginho. Savinho.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
No, he's had it taken off him. Barella. Now it's Inzaghi. Barella. Oh, shooting chance! And he hits the net. How many? Just how many? The gulf in class is vast.
I can see some heads dropping here now, Peter. I see things getting even worse out there if they're not careful.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
He is! It's Inzaghi! And he couldn't quite make it 6.
He'll be irritated with that, Peter. He really did spring into life as he made his run.
João Pedro. And he's picked it up out wide. Takes on his marker. Distributed tidily. Rijkaard. Barella. He's coming under serious pressure here.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Mateus. Nicely shaped ball. Well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Savinho. Brazil do have a chance to counter here. Now it's Savinho. Great vision. Now it's João Pedro. Just and a shot! He's put it wide.
Well, he looked pretty much unstoppable there. The only thing missing was the finish, of course.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Yeah, I think he's been told to play that role of the tactical pivot, spraying the ball about sometimes, driving it forward from the middle of the park.
Ruben Dias. Eder Militao. Now Ruben Dias. Eder Militao. And it's Barella. Passes coming off in quick succession here. And here's Berbatov. It's how to play, and it is a goal kick. Brazil making another change here.
Well, I think he'll undoubtedly add more movement and fluidity in the final third with his passing range.
Carlos Augusto. Gerson. And that's another good win of the ball. And it's Berbatov. He's away! Berbatov. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Now it's João Pedro. And here's Savinho. Pressure coming in from all directions. Tries to pass it through. And the shot! No mistake! And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Well, they have a goal, but it is surely too much to hope for a comeback. And this is Inzaghi. Can he get on the end of this? Zaire Emery. Zaire Emery gets a cross in. Savinho. Rijkaard is always looking to break lines. João Pedro. Now it's Berbatov.
Such good technique.
The ball has bounced loose now.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And here's Berbatov. And it's Serginho. Looking for the run. Header! Goal! Pomp, panache and passion. This a man full of it all.
Well, it's a goal fest, and the fact it's so one-sided now is getting scary.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
Well, he's made this game all about him. He's got a fantastic appetite for goals.
Milan are having a ball here. Now it's Inzaghi. Mateus. Serginho. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Filippo Inzaghi. Marquinhos gets rid without sophistication. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Bruno Guimaraes. Played out towards the right wing. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Mateus. And it's Serginho. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Lucas Paqueta. And we're done. Milan, just a thrill to witness here. Quick, slick, and such fun. You really would fear for anyone playing up against them right now. Filippo Inzaghi, very much the hat-trick hero. What an extraordinary game he had. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to...